Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible engine that powers so many of the apps you use every day. We're talking about a seriously powerful technology called Apache Kafka. So let me just start by asking you this. Have you ever really thought about how companies like Netflix or Uber manage the sheer mind-boggling amount of data they're hit with? I mean, every click, every ride request, every single location update. We're talking millions of these things every single second. How in the world do they keep up? Well, it turns out, for a whole lot of them, the answer is this brilliant piece of tech called Apache Kafka. You could say it's the secret sauce that makes all of that real-time, massive-scale magic actually happen. Now, if you go and look up the official definition, you're going to find this: an open-source distributed event streaming platform. I know, right? That is a mouthful. It sounds super technical, maybe a little intimidating, but don't worry, we are going to break this down with a much, much simpler idea. So just forget all that jargon for a second. Honestly, the easiest way to wrap your head around Kafka is to just think of it as a super fast, super efficient post office, but for data. Yeah, just like a real post office, it's all about letting different applications send and receive messages. But here's the huge difference. This post office operates at the speed of light. It can handle millions of pieces of mail every second, it delivers them instantly, and, this is the real kicker, it never, ever loses a single letter. So this data post office idea sounds cool, but how does it actually work? Let's take a quick look under the hood. You're going to see it's actually beautifully simple. The whole thing really boils down to just 3 easy steps. First, an application, which we call a producer, sends a message. Just think of that as someone dropping a letter into a mailbox. Step 2, Kafka instantly stores that message and sorts it into a specific category called a topic. That's like the designated PO box. And finally, another application, called a consumer, comes along to read that message, just like you collecting your mail. That's it. Send, store, and read. That is the heart of it all. And here is where that whole analogy just clicks perfectly with the real-world tech. So the producer who's sending the letter, that's your Uber app sending out a ride request. The topic, that specific mailbox, that's a category literally called something like ride requests. The consumer who's collecting the letter, well, that's the driver's app that receives your request. And the broker, the actual post office building itself, that's the Kafka server that's doing all the heavy lifting. See? It all lines up. Okay, so now we get how it works, but why is it such a complete game changer? What are these unique superpowers that make Kafka the absolute backbone of modern tech? It really comes down to these 4 incredible features. First, high throughput. That means it can handle a total fire hose of data. We're talking millions of messages per second. Second, low latency. It delivers those messages in milliseconds. It is practically instant. Third, it's massively scalable. As a company gets bigger, they just add more servers, more post offices, right? It's that easy to handle the extra load. And finally, it's unbelievably durable and reliable. Your data is stored safely, it's copied multiple times, so nothing ever gets lost, even if a server completely crashes. And this really highlights the key difference between Kafka and, say, a traditional database. A database is designed for storing data and then asking questions about the past. Like, how many orders did we get yesterday? But Kafka is all about streaming data in the present. It tells you the exact moment an order is placed, so you can react to it right now. It's all about the now versus the then. Okay, so let's bring all this into the real world. How is this technology actually powering the services that you use every single day? Because once you start looking for it, you realize Kafka is, well, it's pretty much everywhere. Every single time you hit play or pause on Netflix, that's an event that's almost certainly flowing through Kafka. When you're watching your Uber driver's car move across the map, yep, that's Kafka updating their location in real time. Banks use it to watch transactions as they happen to spot fraud instantly. E-commerce sites use it to manage inventory. Countless smart devices use it to process constant streams of data. It's really like the central nervous system of our digital world. So really, the crucial point is this. Kafka is the invisible, high-speed backbone that makes so many of our modern, real-time digital experiences even possible. It's just working tirelessly behind the scenes, making sure all that data gets exactly where it needs to go, instantly and reliably. And that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. Our world is demanding that everything, from our deliveries to our data to our decisions, happens right now, instantly. So as that demand just keeps growing, it really makes you wonder, what part of our future won't need a system like this to run it?